Hey guys, what's going on? DuffKing56 here, back to continue my Let's Play of none other than Wanderstop. Welcome back. The horse is playing us out on the radio, and we've done a few things yesterday. We met two new customers. One noble bird person. The other, I think, is it Alan's their name? They're like a business person. They're late for their meeting, but they're going to stay here and wait for us to make them some coffee. We also got the detective fired from that like city from wherever they're from. Not the most ideal situation for anyone involved, yet here we are, the catalyst for such a reaction, and I feel kind of bad about it, but what can we do? It just happened. But yeah, plenty to do today. Let's just kind of figure things out as we go. Wait, where are you going? Hold on, I'll make you coffee. Hello. Hang on, are you the same guy I just talked to? You're mistaken. You and I have not spoken. You must have spoken with Jerry. I am Larry. Perhaps you can help me. I'm needed at the boardroom for the presentation. I'm behind schedule. Can you direct me to the boardroom? You're here. You made it. Well, no, you guys are both completely off course. You guys? You and Jerry. I assume you're going to the same boardroom? No, you are mistaken. Jerry and I work in different departments. Jerry's less consistent in delivering quarterly growth for his department than I am. For that reason, I've been asked to deliver a presentation to the board. In order to prepare for my presentation, I require coffee. We do not have coffee, only tea. I see. However, it is important that I not deliver my presentation until I have coffee. Therefore, I will wait here until coffee becomes available. Sure. Don't worry, we'll make coffee. Interesting that he doesn't have the request above his head. But he's here, so we'll just brew a huge pot of coffee. How about that? I feel like that would be fun. What do you want? You drank my tea earlier, I haven't forgotten. There's also mail waiting for us as well, so I hope this is a new book club type thing. To the person who returned a second lost parcel. This is quite confusing. As you know, you already returned one lost parcel to me, containing my sacred cloak. However, your latest package contained another cloak exactly the same in every way. Where did the second cloak come from? My cloak is the only one of its kind. This is not possible. Where are you finding these packages? Attached is a photo of me attempting to wear both cloaks at once. As you'll see, it's quite nonsensical. I'm coming apart at the seams attempting to wear two cloaks at once. What have you done to me? Alright. No, she's so sad. Olivia, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Olivia. Where can I put this picture and not delete somebody else's picture? I am in love. This game is amazing. Like, it's just fantastic. Alright, let's just see what it looks like. No, she's so sad. Oh, man. What is this up here? Boro. We have a picture of Boro sneezing. Let's put this up here. Or is this the Boro sneezing picture? Hold on. No. I can't believe that thing was going to try to steal from me again. I don't necessarily need the shrine. It's not really that memorable to me, and I don't really care, per se, so... Let's replace that with Boro sneezing. We'll place this on the mantle of the fire. Great place to put something that's flammable, I'm sure. Alright. We need to talk to Boro, most likely, to figure out the whole coffee situation. Do you see the business-looking guy that showed up? He seems to really want coffee. Is there any way of making coffee here? Ah, yes, from time to time a customer will be asking for coffee. Unfortunately, Boro does not have a good answer. Coffee beans do not grow in this forest. That said, when Boro is throwing many things into the tea machine, the tea usually turns dark and brown. But this is probably not what our customers are looking for. So no, I don't believe we can make them coffee. And Miss Alta, that's okay. In shopkeeping, we cannot always give our customers what they want. We can only be working with the tools we have. It doesn't make you feel like a failure when you can't deliver? Every time I'm unable to complete a task, I feel so gross. Perhaps once, yes, Boro felt that way, but the years of tea shop maintenance have worn it down. Do not worry, Miss Alta. You are doing a fine job, I am promising. In fact, if you're feeling upset by the lack of completion, perhaps you could make tea for Boro instead. What do you say? This is not being a request, simply a reminder that I'll always accept a fresh cup. Hehe. Alright, I'll see what I can do. Delightful. Thank you so much. Any sort of ingredients will do. Perhaps I can even be offering my thoughts on whatever kind of tea you've made. Haha, yes, Boro's not all the picky kind when it comes to tea. Well, I could make a one-of-everything sort of tea. I think that would be kind of interesting, right? Like, let's put one of the prison peppers away. So let's grab one of each. That's one of all the new ones. That's not including the others that we have to make as well. The heck? Hello, it's Book by Mail Club. Unfortunately, I have to apologize to you. After I sent out the previous book, several readers wrote to me to remind me that Dirk Warhard as a character is an outdated model of masculinity and law enforcement, a product of his time. I recognize that its cultural norms change. It is important to reflect on what our media implies and accepts. That is why this time I'm sending you an analysis of the Dirk Warhard character and franchise to better contextualize the novels against the social circumstance in which they were written. Until next time. Chasing Bullets, a historical and critical theory of the Dirk Warhard novels. That is going to be stashed and a half. Not because I don't plan on reading it, but I want to do other things. So we will do those things, right? So let's go and do some growing. We need literally one of everything. So thankfully we have plenty of seeds and the time to do it. So let's do it. Let's start with all yellows. Actually, we have all of the all greens, so I'm not too worried about that stuff. Okay. Got our snot cone, and we'll do all of the blues. This music is really pretty. I am so down. Give me the snot cone. All right, thank you. So we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 fruits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 fruits. And a tea ball, of course, which we will be doing. Worry not. We should do one of all the color swaps too. It would be horrible, but we could do it. You know what I mean? Let's see. We do have tea balls on hand. Of course, I can't stash one, which makes total sense to me. Let's make some tea. Where is our ladder? We probably left it... I don't remember leaving it over here, but that's fine. We'll make our tea. We'll brew a big pot of coffee. Like, as much as possible. And we'll make sure that the first ingredient is one that we haven't drank. So we'll do the painted gourds first. We should be getting the caffeine effect from the snock cones, I think it was. Let's see. Oh no, it's the... Well, maybe it's the chip chips? No? Oh, you know what? Maybe that was a pink-based one. Oh well, that's fine. No worries. Alright, let's get this going here. I love how it pops open. Alright, one of everything coming up. Did I throw the painted corn? Oh, did I fuck up? I probably fucked up, right? Oh well. It is what it is. Let's just throw everything in. I don't care. I was supposed to plan that better. It's fine. Colors on. I wonder when it's actually gonna... Oh, there we go. Just slowly getting worse. I guess that's the best we can really do. That is quite literally one of everything. I almost don't want to give it to Oro, because it's just an affront to tea, but it's fine. The businessman can have the cool cups. I'll take a basic one, I promise. I wonder how many cups I can get out of a max pour kind of situation. Alright, there's one of the businessmen. That's probably going to be Larry, right? Can't believe I forgot their names. I called him Alan, I think. Jerry! You have brought coffee. This... What is this? This is not coffee. It's more like sludge. It's nothing like coffee in any way. It's brown. Yes, you're right. In a way, it is like coffee. In all other ways, it is atrocious. So, was that a no? Please do not make me drink any more of this. I cannot. It is unbearable. Please. Well, it was worth a shot. We didn't give him coffee? He's still requesting coffee. No way. What? You know what, man? I can't control that, okay? I'm giving it to Boro. He can be the mastermind here. He's the one who asked for it. You know, I kind of want to bring it to the other guy too. See if he'll actually accept it. You're gonna drink what I bring you, sir. And you're gonna like it. Alright, maybe in a second, Boro. Let's see. He's not requesting anymore, it seems. Do we fix him? No. Okay. It's fine. Where's the other one? The other guy, yeah, he's still requesting coffee. Should I bring him the same beverage? I think that'd be kind of funny. We won't do it, but it would be funny. Why, Miss Alta, have you brought Boro a cup of tea? Yep, this is for you. Wonderful. He's going to give me constructive criticism, and it's going to be bad. Miss Alta, you brought me a chip-chip tea. Chip-chip tea is making a person think of their enemies, yes? How very dramatic. Boro's not too proud to admit he has enemies, ho-ho. Can you imagine? Me? But, well, I suppose there are being some painful memories. A person who was once a friend but no more. You see, he and I had known each other for quite a long time, and, oh goodness. Miss, I'm actually getting the feeling that I would rather not talk about it. My apologies. Can you imagine how rare it is being for Boro to not want to talk about a thing? Yes, feeling much better not talking about it, I think. Still, it is quite a fascinating drink. There are some who enjoy the feeling of wrongfulness, in fact, but not me. Not quite my cup of tea, if you will. Hehehe. Well, I guess not. We'll figure out the coffee thing soon enough, I suppose. I'd drink this abomination myself, but I have a bad feeling it's not really going to amount to much. And if it's chip tea it is, there's really not going to be much of a point of drinking it. Now, where is that teacup? Is a good question. Well, he's not going to help me with the coffee, it seems. So we're just going to have to figure out the whole coffee thing eventually, I guess. The question really is where did you leave my teacup? If it's not over here. Does he have it in his hand? That would be really weird, but I guess he does. Yeah, I know you're waiting for your coffee. You know, you could just give me back my teacup. It's fine. I'll make do. Oh, wait. Hold on. We might not have coffee beans, but is there anything reminiscent of beans here? Let's see, this is savory. Rich and chocolatey. Regret. Ice cream. Maybe if it's a painted gourd tea, it will remind them of coffee ice cream, their favorite flavor of ice cream. I could see that being a thing. I think that's what we have to try. I legitimately think that's the only thing we can try here. So, of course, I forget it the second I go. It's the painted gourd. All right, painted gourd it is. I think this is the painted gourd, right? Yes, perfect. Stash that. We'll dump out the rest of this. You know what? No, I'll still drink it. If it just gives me the thoughts of like the painted or the chip, then we'll just abort quickly. Let's go find a nice place to drink. I would really like to send the coffee in the mail. It'd be really funny to me. All right, it's chip time, most likely.
Who would I say has wronged?
Yep, okay. She didn't even comment on how bad it tasted, which is very interesting to me. Oh, now you put away the teacup. I see how it is. We will work on this coffee request as much as possible. In the meantime, we do actually need a T-ball for that, so probably need to make a few T-balls more, which is fine. Oh, we should dump the rest of this out, actually. We probably would have gotten 2 or 3 more cups out of this, which is quite a bit. We get any flowers? We got 2. They're pretty in different color than the last one, which is nice. Let's make a lot, actually. Because once again, we're gonna... If it's a coffee thing, then it's a coffee thing. I'm so compelled to read this Dirk Warhard analysis, too. That might be one of my favorite parts of the gameplay loop. Is the interaction with the mail. I think it's very unique. Reminds me of Animal Crossing and also Kind Words. Alright, T-ball going in. Painted gourd going in. This going out. Oh, where... Do we not have a teacup? I thought I brought a teacup with me. Oh, I guess not. It's fine. I'll have to drink this myself, of course. Because honestly, that was what was intended in the first place. There's at least 3 cups, so we're fine. I know this. I'm gonna go sit next to my noble friend. Find out what favorite flavor ice cream I have.
I don't have a lot of overtly pleasant memories with my mother. But there was this one magical afternoon where she brought home ice cream out of the blue. And then the 2 of us sat in our back porch and ate it together and chatted and sat in silence. I can't even explain why. But it was just peaceful and magical. And then, out of nowhere, she says, "You know, we're both so lucky that we have your father. I know you don't care for him, but we're so lucky." We? I thought to myself, what was she talking about? She said, "I promise with him around, it's going to get better." My mind clamped down on that phrase. It's going to get better. What did she mean? What was going to get better? What was wrong? Did she know something I didn't? I started to feel sick. That night I couldn't sleep. Vaguely in the back of my throat, it felt as though something was making it harder to breathe.
That is different. Very different. Huh. I wonder. Why did I stash that? I don't know. I truly wonder then. Alright, let's try to make some coffee. Is this lack of self-control, is this other person more than just a figment of imagination that the Force is telling us? Is it a alter ego, or is it, you know, not like a split personality, because that doesn't like technically exist in the DSM anymore, but are we dissociating from ourselves? Do we have some sort of psychiatric illness we don't know about? It'd be kind of fascinating to explore, I suppose, as we go along here. Now let's go to Jerry and try to give him something maybe reminiscent of coffee. I would assume that it's a favorite flavor thing now, so let's give it a shot. What? Hey, don't run away from me. You had brought coffee. This is not coffee. If you were to bring me another drink, I would prefer that it be coffee. Damn it! It didn't work. Maybe Larry could give us an idea of what coffee's all about? No? Damn. I guess we're gonna have to dig a little deeper for this whole coffee business. Anyways. Our field guide, you know, we're building it out here. We drank the whey per sprouts. The painted gourds are now gone. Oh, you know, our ice cream. Prison peppers, maybe? I don't know. Maybe it's those purple shrooms that'll do it. That would be something that we haven't tried, but I'd have to find them. I haven't found them in all of my searching just yet. Doesn't mean they don't exist or aren't around. I'm just not really sure where they might be. We do know they grow in those tight circles. But I wouldn't even know where to start looking, to be honest with you. So we've seen them in 2 different areas before. Did I just see like a leaf pile? I did. Oopsies, I meant to do that. A Pluffin skeleton picture. Okay, that's kind of interesting. Very interesting. Still looking for these shrooms, and then also maybe... Well, of course we need more tea. They're not up here. They were like right here before, if you remember. We're gonna have to do a big think, I'm telling you, because I don't actually know. What is this? Palantir. Okay. One more tea leaf. I'm scouring the grounds for these mushrooms. Like, I don't know. We'll have to ruminate more on it. I really just don't know. Actually, what is this? We haven't even bothered trying to water it. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Of course. Just keep that in our back pocket. These weeds over here will be taken care of swiftly. We'll talk to our noble friend. Maybe they know about coffee. I mean, I don't want to consult the black book, but it's definitely on the table of things to try at this point. Okay, so we have a picture of our friend. Maybe we... No, I want to keep them. Say, who are these questionable individuals gathering nearby? The ones in the hideous suits? I find their drab appearance quite offensive to the sensibility of the shop. They would love... They've been requesting that I make coffee. Coffee? Do they not see that we are in a tea shop? How dreadfully arrogant to make demands for a drink as vulgar as coffee, here of all places. The self-absorption of these corporate types sickens me dreadfully, I must say. No, I cannot stand to be around them any longer. I must bid you farewell and return to my travels. Take care, my dear. I hope to return one day under less dreary circumstances. Shit. No, no, no. Oh, we gotta take a photo of them. Nope, 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 nope. Did they look? They looked at me just at the right time, I think. Oh, that's perfect. It's perfect. We're running out of places to put our photos. It's making me sad. Let's see. Oh no, we do have the image of them sneezing. Where did we end up putting that? Was it over here? Oh, perfect, perfect, perfect. I don't want to forget them. That would be sad. Perfect. Throw this above the fireplace. Damn. That's very unfortunate that we lost. Like, what? What do you have on you? Nothing? Nothing. Well, we made all that for nothing, really. I could make soup. I almost don't want to waste it, though, per se. If that makes sense. Oh! Maybe they're going to give me a clue about the coffee. I just don't know. Oh, there's lots of weeds out here. I didn't notice these before. I'm gonna clip them. Ah! Damn it. Hello. Wait, are you Larry? Or, Jerry? I think this is Larry, right? Which one are you? My name is Terry. I would like your assistance. I'm looking for the boardroom. Buddy, aren't we all? Perhaps. Amongst those of us who are looking for the boardroom, yes, we are all looking for the boardroom. However, it seems that this is a drink shop. Therefore, in order to most efficiently deliver my presentation, I will request a cup of coffee. There's no coffee here. Only tea. Once I have coffee, then I will continue seeking out the boardroom. God damn it. You're harshing my mellow, Terry. It's actually, like, very unfortunate. How do we politely tell them to fuck off? Is where my head's at right now. I'm thinking it. I'm thinking it loudly and I'm thinking it out loud. Maybe we can go to the drawing board and create a coffee bean. We haven't tried just putting the seeds in a tea, which would be kind of interesting, right? That would be something we haven't tried. Well, we should start drying some tea leaves here. Maybe if we don't use any tea leaves in the coffee? Or in the all fruit mix? I just don't know. I don't... I legitimately just don't know. I mean, I could just leave things alone, I suppose. I feel like the game has helped us out when we've been stuck. What is at long last peace? I don't even know what that achievement is for. Is it for time played or did we do something? I don't know. Let's see here. All of our requests should technically be coffee, right? I don't know. We also have this really nice thing as well. This picture of the Pluffin anatomy. I don't want to put that there, but it's kind of tempting, right? No, I want to keep that. I don't like the Pluffin thing. Oh, we can put it right here, actually. Screw the shrine. I don't care. Actually, you know what we can do here? We'll just do some creative changing around here. There we go. That looks a lot better. We've somehow found a place for everything, which I'm happy for. Alright. What did I plan? Oh, yes, the Dirk Warhard analysis. That'll be how we cap things off while I ruminate about this coffee business. Let's do some reading. Let's take it upstairs. Hopefully it's not, like, 16 pages long, because they get long. By Lydia Turnwell, Chasing Bullets, A History and Critical Theory of the Dirk Warhard Novels. The enduring popularity of the Dirk Warhard novels presents an enigma for contemporary literary critics. How does one analyze and understand a body of work which is so superficial in its content, yet which has achieved such enduring audience adoration? While many are content to dismiss their popularity as the result of the simple-minded desire for easily consumable and mindless content, I believe that their perspective misses a crucial element of what makes the Dirk Warhard novels popular. After all, he's not the only vapid action hero in pulp literary fiction, so what makes his legacy so enduring? To understand this question is to understand the book's author, Jeremy Esterkoff, who wrote the books under the pen name D.B. Steele, did not always produce such simple-minded literature. The novels he wrote early in his career were similar in theme to the Dirk Warhard books, walked a much more nuanced line in their portrayal of action heroics. For instance, The Flag Bearer Rests at Dawn depicts the struggle of two brothers on either side of a civil war, whose fraught attempts at reconciliation are complicated by the constantly changing messages of state propaganda. A year later, Esterkoff published Finalize, a futuristic thriller about a government agent whose desire to serve justice humanely is challenged by the encroachment of efficient yet thoughtless robotics into the world of law enforcement. Esterkoff has repeatedly declined to speak publicly about these early works, or indeed about any of his Weaver? I don't know. In time, he came to be known as an enigmatic recluse, someone who emerges from isolation only to deliver a new piece of work. His reticence to explain himself therefore invites a great deal of speculation as to why he shifted away from writing more nuanced material to instead pen Dirk Warhard novels. Of course, it's impossible to ignore the financial failure of his early novels, yet to focus on sales may miss the bigger picture. Esterkoff was known to have a contentious relationship with his publisher, who, at the time, was attempting to capture a more artistic and socially conscious audience, and so put extensive pressure on him to make public appearances for press and the reception of awards. Esterkoff bristled at the insistence, resentful of being asked to participate in the literary social world. We are then left to wonder whether the shift towards mass audience literature was actually a move by Esterkoff specifically intended to rebel against the wishes of his publisher. Yet, regardless of Esterkoff's intentions, what's indisputable is that the moment he shifted his efforts, he found immediate commercial success. His very first Dirk Warhard novel, On a Wing and a Bullet, became a global bestseller and brought the name Dirk Warhard into the public vernacular. Within 3 days, Esterkoff had published a further 6 novels in the franchise, including bestsellers Bullets O'Clock, Edge of a Bullet, and Knives at a Bullet Fight. Who is Dirk Warhard exactly? Going by the novels, he can be difficult to pin down. He is consistently portrayed as a stoic and unflinching, yet with each novel... Oh, I missed... sorry, there shouldn't have been an article there. He's consistently portrayed as stoic and unflinching, yet with each novel, he shifts socio-politically in order to meet the needs of the story. The best example of this is the perpetual question of whether Dirk Warhard works for the government or not. The answer seems to change in each book. His role in the execution of justice fluctuates between being a public good and being a rogue renegade, sometimes even within the same story. Dirk Warhard is also the embodiment of stereotypical heteronormative masculinity. As the novels exploded in popularity, so too did they begin to attract criticism for their portrayal of Warhard's relationship with masculinity. As writer Laura Ehrhauer phrased it, Dirk Warhard romanticizes male infantilization to an audience for whom contemporary expectations of masculinity had become far too nuanced. This and other criticisms resulted in a bitter retaliation from Esterkoff, who chose to respond to his critics not via public statement, maintaining as ever his trademark aloofness, but through the novels themselves. His subsequent novel, Straight as a Bullet, was a naked attempt to repudiate his critics by having Dirk Warhard double down on every one of his most egregiously masculine tendencies. In the novel, Esterkoff's longest ever, Warhard makes love to over 120 women and kills dozens of vegetarians. The exact phrase, "I'm a man and nothing will change that," appears 26 times. It's at this point that the novels began to drive toward a very specific thesis. Dirk Warhard is incapable of fundamental change because he is who he is as a result of inherent traits rather than as a product of social or political impact. For instance, in The Bullet Complex, the villainous Dr. Shumptuck genetically modifies Dirk Warhard to make him more compliant and passive as a person. Yet, Warhard's genes literally resist the transformation, rearranging themselves back into their natural configuration just moments after the procedure is complete. This is a recurring theme in subsequent books, such as Face Full of Bullets and Bullets Forever, wherein the villains become focused less on personal gain and more on simply trying to change Warhard. It's in this trend that we see the core appeal of Dirk Warhard begin to emerge, a repudiation of the value of socio-political change. Change is the only consistent villain in the Warhard novels, the only concept towards which he remains consistently hostile. Even Warhard's notion of justice is malleable. At times he considers crime necessary to achieve justice, while at other times the elimination of all crime is the only path to justice. Yet in no circumstances is change acceptable for himself or for anyone else. Of course, we're left again to speculate as to the exact nature of Esterkoff's personal belief in the content he was creating. Are we to see Dirk Warhard through the eyes of the author who once penned serious and moody works of nuanced interpersonal intrigue? In this sense, the Dirk Warhard novels could be seen as a satirical lampooning of mass media interests, or are we to assume that Esterkoff truly did come around to believing in the fundamental righteousness of never changing? This thematic thread may have continued through the novels, if not for a personal setback. Esterkoff's brother passed away after the publication of The Bullet Hunts at Night, at which point Esterkoff's prolific pace slowed dramatically. The loss devastated him. After several years of silence, he emerged from isolation with a new book, Whispers of a Broken Bullet, in which, for the first time ever, Dirk Warhard becomes a deeply emotive character. Warhard monologues on the nature of pain for over a dozen pages and openly cries twice. There is no villain or central conflict. Warhard simply travels from place to place, remarking grimly on the various people and locations he passes. In some ways, the novel feels like a return to Esterkoff's earlier works. Yet, if the response to his early work was muted, the response to Whispers of a Bullet was hostile. Fans of the series uproariously decried the changes and demanded a return to form. Whether as a capitulation to public response or perhaps a desire to distract himself with work of a less nuanced sort, Esterkoff abandoned the new angle on Dirk Warhard. His next book, Bullets Don't Cry, saw a decisive return to the Dirk Warhard of old. In this book, Dirk Warhard murders over 400 people, including the prime minister of every nation on the planet, becoming the prime minister himself in several countries. His tendency toward cannibalism, already alluded to in the previous books, ratchets up with the invention of his new justice cannibalism technique. The book shows Dirk Warhard's complete regression into the most thoughtlessly violent and virile version of himself, and was adored by fans upon release. Bullets Don't Cry ended up becoming the best-selling book in the entire franchise as of writing of this piece. Yet the series' resurgence was short-lived. A few years after a few novels later, a bombshell investigative report revealed that for an unknown amount of time, ghostwriters had been doing much of the work on the Dirk Warhard books. Esterkoff was at this point in his declining years, and his publisher had progressively been enlisting uncredited staff writers to take over a significant amount of the writing. It was never revealed what sections of the later books were not written by Esterkoff, or indeed if he wrote a single word of them at all. But those hoping to hear an answer directly from Esterkoff were crestfallen when he passed away a few months later. In the wake of his passing, the publisher openly turned to ghostwriters to continue the series, albeit strictly in sequel form. Sequels such as The Fastest Bullet Alive 2, Even Faster Bullets, failed to elicit a critical or commercial response of any significance. To this day, the publisher continues to produce these sequels, still bearing Esterkoff's name, to a decidedly middling reception. The failure of these novels and the question of the novel's authorship invites a question. What was it that gave Esterkoff's heroic protagonist such broad appeal in the first place? Whether he wrote from a place of satirical mockery or from a genuine belief in the need for regressive masculinity, Esterkoff's intentions were never truly dissected. His most enduring legacy, therefore, is not the character of Warhard, but a collective disagreement over the authorial underpinnings of the Dirk Warhard franchise. It is a question as enduring and unchanging as Warhard himself, and one which will be irrevocably affixed to the institution of literary criticism. And with that, it's actually kind of interesting and also sad and somber. Not my favorite way to think about Dirk Warhard and his author, but yeah, I mean, it is sad to see all that stuff about the author and his brother, things changing drastically after he passed, and then the fact that regardless of what the author wanted, the publisher just kind of took over and was like, hey, yeah, we're just totally gonna fuck shit up. What is that? Or should I say, who is that? They're beautiful. I guess we'll have to find out next time. Thanks so much for watching. My name's DuffKing56. This has been Wanderstop. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out and bye-bye.